Hello, my name is Grant Fritchey. I work for Redgate Software and Backlit. Anyway, I want to talk about backups. And more specifically, I want to talk about the need for third-party backups. Third-party backups. A lot of times, what happens is that you're working for a company, and you'll get the system admins come in, and they say, "Oh, we have this backup management software that we use for all of our backups across the entire enterprise. It does everything for everybody, everywhere, all the time." And a lot of times, DBAs are literally forced into using this. And I'm here to tell you that that's not that bad. It's not that big a deal. If they're handling all the backups, that's great. Just ask them to do a restore, right? Just say, sure, oh, awesome, that sounds fantastic. Gosh, I'm so glad you're handling all that stuff for me. I mean, nothing like having some other people do your work for you. That's great, right? Please, please, please do my work for me. But I am tasked with ensuring that these things are recoverable. So could you please show me a restore? Could you show me a point-in-time restore? Can you show me a point-in-time restore of that database there, right? Pick one, right? Don't have to be a big one. Just pick a particular database, and I want to see a point-in-time restore of that database. I want it to, I want it to be transactionally aware. I want it to only be that database and not all the databases on the server. And I want it to meet our recovery point objectives and our recovery time objectives as defined by the business, right? The business is the one who's defined what level of recovery we have to meet. And as soon as they meet all of these objectives, you go, cool, you guys are handling it and everything is fantastic. Off we go and we're all going to sing, Kumbaya, and it's awesome. As soon as they can't meet the RPO, right? They can't do a point-in-time restore, and therefore the recovery point objective is gone. Either you have to renegotiate the recovery point objective to I'm sorry, guys, this is the way our sysadmin said we have to do things, so I can no longer meet your requirements. Now, if you'd let me do it, I can meet your requirements, but they say we can't do it, so, if that's a fact that they have to manage everything, then it's on them. Oh, usually the business will go to your side. If they can't meet the recovery time objective that you can demonstrate that you can meet, there's a problem. It always comes back to that. Now, a lot of people will say like, "Oh, we'll never trust the third-party things." No. It's a Ronald Reagan kind of thing. Trust but verify. Absolutely trust but verify. Now, for example, I trust Microsoft to do my backups on my Azure SQL databases. Now, ask me why I trust them. Because I verified that I can restore those in the times and fashions that Microsoft assures me that they will be able to restore them in. Yes, that is not an RPO and RTO that I get to dictate to them. It is one that they sort of dictate to me, and they will show me this much recovery point objective, this much recovery time objective over this period of time. And that's great. It's all documented. It's all laid down. And if we can't meet that, if that doesn't work for us, either we have to add an additional set of backups on there for us that allow us to do things. By the way, there's a video I've got on how to do that. I'll put a link in it down below. Anyway, either we have to do something, to meet those requirements, or we have to change our requirements to match what they can meet. And that's really what it is. When your system admins come in and take this control from you, that's fine as long as they're still meeting the RPO and RTO and they can do it repeatably and well. Now, a friend of mine, Joey D'Antoni, even mentioned that, what about a page level recovery? Whew, okay. That's tougher, right? That's going to be much more difficult. Page level recovery is harder to do. And you're going to run into further issues unless you're doing everything through your own direct backups. So clearly, depending on what level of service that you're expected to maintain, hooking into some of these third-party backups may or may not work for you in a given situation. Now, I work for Redgate Software. We make a third-party backup solution. Ours uses native methodologies, especially native methodologies for the restores. So you can do pretty much anything that you can do in a regular backup, you can do with us. We just compress better. But the backup process is still the same. It's not like when you're bringing in the sysadmins who are doing some other kind of backup that may or may not be transactionally aware, may or may not have the ability to do a point-in-time recovery. So you need to make sure that you can meet the requirements of the business before you implement whatever that third-party tool is, whatever the system admins have. But if they can meet all the requirements, or you can change the requirements to meet what they can do, you're golden. And, let someone else do the work for you. What the heck, man? I'm lazy. How about you? My name is Grant Fritchey. I work for Redgate Software.